Welcome to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, the show that takes you behind the law and answers your toughest legal questions.
Yes, we are asking the experts right here on News Talk 96.5 WDBO and WRDQ TV 27. This is Behind the Law featuring attorney Justin Clark of the Gregory and Clark Attorneys right here in Orlando. Actually, they're in Longwood, right there in what we're now calling Ask the Expert Circle, I think, out there. But if you have questions, give us a call at 407-297-9696 or 855-297-9696. If you're watching this on television, make sure that you call us at noon on Sundays, not while you see it on TV. All right? 407-297-9696 or 855-297-9696. What's on the docket today, bud?
I just missed your booming voice. You know what I mean?
That's right here.
I mean, this is Rob Newton, folks, by the way. What an incredible personality you are.
On a box.
And it's the booming voice.
On a box.
Do not tell anyone you're on a box, pal. If I was on a box, I would be way taller than him, just so you know.
That's right.
Now you're taller than me. I'm almost a little bit upset about that. I don't know. It's okay. It's fine. Rob, it's great to see you.
Good to see you.
And now I came from an event. What an incredible event I just came from, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Special Olympics Florida. You know, our good friend Robert Palmer. Again, taking it out of the box and sponsoring this event. I don't know how much money he spent on this thing, man. Huge gala last night.
Oh, wow.
What a lot of fun. And 300 athletes, 300 Special Olympians there with us last night. What a good time. And oh my God, these people were born with issues, okay? They had
indeed.
issues. And they wake up every day and they go compete in these events, and the smiles on their face, they're incredible. And they live for this sort of thing. And it's not possible without the support of people like a Robert Palmer, even me, whatever. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. It changes their life, man. It's absolutely unbelievable. Again, every dude in the entire place last night crying. Every dude, including me.
If you go out to the games, which we do, Robert Palmer's show out there, the RP Funding Show, which is heard 8 o'clock on Saturday mornings on WDBO, you see the parents really come to life. Not just the competitors, not just the kids, but the parents who you can imagine their plight, their challenge. And thanks to Special Olympics, they see people from around Orlando and the nation really giving their kids an opportunity to live a very, very normal life. And I mean, these kids are so happy, and the parents are crying in the stands because they're seeing their kids out there competing. And it's something that if you haven't gotten behind it, get behind it now. Special Olympics. We had the chili cook-off a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
Gregory and Clark, RP Funding, all gathering together, and a lot of you companies out there. But this is something you can really get behind.
I met a lot of great people, too, and I do have to mention a guy named Matt Levy, he's basically responsible for Special Olympics Florida, and this guy lives and breathes this stuff. He left a job in corporate America making like $300,000 a year, and I'm going to go ahead and guess he doesn't make $300,000 a year now, but he said, Justin, we were having dinner on Friday night, he said, Justin, I don't care. I just don't care because I wake up every day, and I feel good. I want to go to work. Just an incredible guy. Also, Ted, you might want to hear this as well. Ted's the one that makes this TV show happen. Ted, I met a guy named Keith Watkins. Does that ring a bell to you? Keith Watkins is the guy who is back at Cox Television editing the show every day. I could tell he takes a lot of pride in what he does, and he does a great job. And a special shout-out to Keith Watkins, great guy.
He takes a radio show and makes it a TV show.
Unbelievable, right? I know. A very good guy.
Very strange.
And I do want to say thanks to all you guys behind the scenes that people don't see. This thing doesn't happen without you, and I really do appreciate it. Laura Lee as well, and especially, too, the Rob Newton.
Couldn't do it without Laura Lee. I'm telling you right now.
What do you want to talk about today, by the way?
We can see the front side.
I have absolutely no notes or anything. What you know what I do. What do you want to talk about? It's
Well,
open air Sunday today.
I do believe we have a caller. Is that right? Is that caller for us? Okay, out of Wildwood, Florida. Let's join Sam. He's got a question for Attorney Justin Clark. Sam, go ahead.
Yes, my question is when somebody wants to test drive a used vehicle of yours, what is the best way to reduce liability?
Well,
in case they get in an accident or something?
First of all, I'd probably keep the keys in your pocket. I mean, that's the best way to reduce all liability. But you also have to have insurance. And I hear Mark Nation, who's a friend of mine, who I see at the gym. I just started working out, by the way.
Is that right?
This week, first time. I haven't worked out in years because of my job. It's been 3 years. I started working out this week, and I'm really happy about it.
I like that.
How's your weight loss thing going, by the way?
Metafast and I are getting along famously, 19 pounds down.
How many weeks are you in?
This is 3 weeks.
19 pounds?
19 pounds, 3 weeks.
3 weeks. What I didn't know is, I'm up in Longwood, right next to Mark Nation's office. And Mark lives 10 miles away from his office.
He's another Ask the Expert.
He literally, my personal trainer who also trains him, said Mark runs 10 miles to work 3 days a week. Can you imagine?
Please.
10 miles each way. Could you do that?
Now, I could run 10 steps to the refrigerator, and that's just about it.
All right, so liability if someone borrows your car, is that the question?
Or is he test driving it to buy it?
Okay.
Vehicle for sale and somebody wants to test drive it.
Mm-hmm.
I think first of all, you want to probably ride with them. But second of all, again, the reason why we have insurance is for this reason alone. If the guy were to have an accident in your car, more than likely he's probably going to steal it more than have an accident. But if he were to have an accident, your insurance is going to cover that, I imagine. Just make sure you check with your insurance agent and check your insurance policy. But that's why you have insurance, for that reason.
Ask your question live. Tune into FM 96.5 WDBO Sundays at noon and ask Justin your question.
That I've been trying to sell for 5 years, and I don't know if I do short sale how that would affect me.
Stay tuned. Justin Clark will be right back with more Behind the Law. Welcome back to Behind the Law, the show that takes you behind the law and answers your toughest legal questions.
All right, very good. You have a question for Justin Clark. It's 407-297-9696 or 855-297-9696. An awful lot of what we've been discussing over the past year has been foreclosures, foreclosure defense, modifications, and it looks like we continue to move in the direction of clearing out some of this inventory and getting things going. But I imagine there's still people getting the phone call, getting the letter, or fighting the short sale that are coming to your office saying, I can't do this by myself.
We're in a very weird time right now because, I hear the guys before me talk about there's no inventory out there. You can't even buy a house if you want to. However, our foreclosure filings in Central Florida, in Orlando, are up 30% from last year. So, as you can imagine, there was a ton of foreclosure going on last year as well. We're up 30%. We are number 3 in the country for foreclosure filings. What's happening is it takes a long time to foreclose in this state. Mm-hmm. And the banks are still going through that process. This is going to be the year of the foreclosure, in fact. People don't understand. There are 1 million people out there who have literally not paid their mortgage in 3 or 4 years. They haven't.
That's
and
crazy.
the banks are just now going through the process of kicking people out of their house. But, Rob, what I've told you, and I've been telling you this for a couple of weeks, this 2013 is the year of the loan modification because now people see their house values going back up. They go to Zillow.com for the last 5 years. Every time they go, the house is worth less than the last time they went to the Zillow. Now they're going there like, oh, my God, my house it's going up in value. I want to keep it. I want to keep it. And then they also want to keep it because they try to go rent the house next door. You can't even rent a house right now.
That's right.
The rental prices are out of control, absolutely out of control, and it's actually difficult to rent a house. So now people are saying, well, I'm in foreclosure. My house value sucks, but it's creeping up. Mm-hmm. I want to save my house now. And now finally the banks are working with people a little bit better than they did in the past. And this is the year of the loan modification. I want to stay in my house.
How can they negotiate, though, that 3 or 4 years of not paying? Is that on the table somewhere?
It is. Most of the time, if you owe $200,000 and you haven't paid in 3 years, you're going to owe $230,000. They're going to add it on to what you owe.
They're going to tack it on to the end?
Although the thing that we've talked about a million times about this mortgage settlement, we are seeing some banks now do principal reductions, meaning if you owe $200,000, it's worth $100,000, and now you actually owe $230,000 because you haven't paid in years. I'm seeing some lenders knock it off for the first time ever.
All right, let's go to Coco and Joe. Joe, how can we help you?
I own a condominium in Cocoa, and I am underwater in it. I have a 7% mortgage. I've had it about 5.5 years. Between my payment and my maintenance fee, it takes like 2 weeks of my paycheck. And I'm thinking of short sailing. I do have good credit. I've never missed a payment. I've tried to refinance. They say I'm underwater. But I do own a small piece of land with a trailer on it down south that I've been trying to sell for 5 years. And I don't know if I do short sale how that would affect me. It is a Fannie Mae property.
First of all, Joe, you're from New Jersey, right? Anytime they say underwooder, you know it's Jersey. Are you Jersey? Maryland?
Maryland.
Oh my gosh, I lost. I took a risk and I lost. That's okay.
She parks the car in the yard.
No, that's Boston, kid.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Joe, all right, so do you like your house? Are you comfortable there? Do you want to stay there, or do you want to get rid of it? I mean, what's your thought process?
Well, I've recently been diagnosed with being sick and everything, so I'm thinking about, I still have $110,000 on it, so I'm thinking about, I don't think I need to be in it anymore.
How much is your HOA fee?
$300 a month.
Oh, one bedroom or two bedrooms?
2 bedrooms.
Your interest rate is 7%, which is out of control. There are so many ways, if you do want to stay in that property, that we could try to lower the interest rate. And Joe, we might even have to get to you on the other side of this break. Do you want to keep her around you?
Yeah, Joe, you're going to hang around with us, and we're taking other calls at 407-297-9696. Justin has some strategies for you. 855-297-9696. You're behind the law right here on News Talk 96.5, WDBO, WRDQ, TV 27.
Ask your question live. Tune into FM 96.5 WDBO Sundays at noon and ask Justin your question.
And my job is to take the short sale process all the way to the lender and say, hey, lender, you need to waive the deficiency against Joe in writing, saying that you will never, ever try to sue her for the difference.
Stay tuned. Justin Clark will be right back with more Behind the Law. Welcome back to Behind the Law, the show that takes you behind the law and answers your toughest legal questions.
Welcome back. We are Behind the Law. We're asking the experts right now on News Talk 96.5 WDBO and WRDQ Channel 27 right here in Central Florida. Justin Clark of Gregory and Clark, attorneys at law. And we're talking to Joe over in Cocoa, who finds herself, like so many of you, upside down. This is in a condo, a $300 a month maintenance fee.
HOA.
And I'm not sure what they're doing with that, but she's upside down and maybe doesn't want to stay. So we're back to you, Joe. That pretty well summarize it, Joe?
Yeah, go ahead and ask your question again, Joe.
Well, like I say, I own the condominium, and I am upside down. My payments are $800 a month, plus the $300 maintenance fee gives it $1,100 a month,
right.
And that basically takes 2 weeks of my pay. I'm 62 years old. I was engaged when I bought the place, and it didn't work out. I'm just like I'm drowning. And
was he a bad dude?
Yeah, evidently.
I got you.
But unfortunately,
I need to know a few things. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Who is your lender, and how much do you owe them?
Bank of America, and I owe them almost $111,000.
Was it Countrywide before?
No.
Who was it? It did not start with Bank of America, did it?
Yes, I started with Bank of America.
That's kind of rare, actually, that someone would be with Bank of America the whole time. Normally they sell these left and right. You have two options, in my opinion. One is your interest rate is way, way too high. If you want to stay in this condo, we need to do a loan modification. There's never been a better time than now, Rob, to do a loan modification. I've been telling people for years, there's no chance that the bank's going to forgive any of your principal. Now they're doing it. However, if you do want to get out of this condominium, you can do a short sale. In a short sale, we basically list the house for what it's worth. Even if you owe $200,000, we'll list it for $100,000 if that's what it's worth. And my job is to take the short sale process all the way to the lender and say, hey, lender, you need to waive the deficiency against Joe in writing, saying that you will never, ever try to sue her for the difference. And that's the whole point of a short sale. I find they normally take about 9 months. It's a long process. If you go talk to a realtor, the realtor's going to say, oh, dude, we'll get it done in 3 months. It's a long process. It's going to take longer than 3 months. But oftentimes that's good for you because you can stay in that house. You don't have to leave right away and save a little bit of money. But the goal in a short sale is to get the deficiency waived. The good thing about it, because it's your primary home, you're not going to pay taxes on that forgiven deficiency amount because the Mortgage Debt Relief Act of 2007, which was extended through the end of this year, so you don't have to worry about taxation either.
That a way to go. Joe, do you have any further questions?
Just about the property. I do have a little trailer with a piece of land down south. I just moved up to this area when I bought this. And I want to know if I sell that in the meantime or afterwards, how that would affect. Would they be able to come and take that money? Because that's probably what I would buy something to live in the rest of my life.
I mean, you have several options, really. First of all, if you go sell it right now and put the money in the bank, your lender now is going to be less likely to waive the deficiency because they're going to think you have a lot of cash in the bank. Another idea is maybe you move back into that property, make it your primary home, and get the homestead protection. People don't understand, if you own a house, even free and clear, Rob, it's protected. If anyone sues you, they cannot come and take that property from you because it's your homestead. That's your primary residence. So you have really a ton of options. I think, it sounds to me like you want to get out of this property. I think it's time for a short sale for you.
Ask your question live. Tune into FM 96.5 WDBO Sundays at noon and ask Justin your question.
Okay, so you have a few options. One, it sounds like you want to stay in your house. One option, and only because we live here in Florida.
Stay tuned. Justin Clark will be right back with more Behind the Law. Welcome back to Behind the Law, the show that takes you behind the law and answers your toughest legal questions.
And the website?
Gregory-Clark.com. Seriously, though, I'm so sick of people coming to my office recently. They're like, hey, man, I see you on TV all the time. You look so fat on your commercials. Is that right? I mean, have you ever heard anyone tell you that? They're like, you look so much more
handsome. They tell me that all the time.
They're like, hey, man, you look so much more handsome in person. And I don't know whether I should say, like, thank you or... yeah, screw you, because that means I look very incredibly unhandsome on TV. I don't know. What is it?
TV adds 10 pounds.
At least.
And when you combine radio and TV, you're probably adding 40 pounds.
15.
Give us a call, 407-297-9696 or 855-297-9696. Now, are we finding any forgiveness whatsoever when it comes to a second home?
Absolutely.
Are we?
I have so many clients. I've done this for 4,000 people now, Rob, first of all. Can you imagine?
Gracious.
4,000 people. Second homes are normally the first people to come in to see me to short sale because they're, hey, man, I want to keep my house, but I have this other home that's way underwater. I got to get rid of it. Short sales on secondary homes is huge. I do it all the time, all day long.
All right, let's go to Ray in Eustis. Ray, how can we help you?
Yeah, I was calling. I've got a Freddie Mac loan on my house. And
Okay.
I think I heard you say last week that they won't do a loan modification on that.
Not true. They will do a loan modification. All right, so I appreciate the call, Ray, and it's an important call. What happens is people go and get a loan. They're like, oh, it's Bank of America or it's Chase. But oftentimes, these loans are actually backed by the government programs, whether it's VA, FHA, or more importantly, Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. He has a Freddie Mac loan, which means a lot of different things. First of all, if you want to do a modification, they will not reduce your principal. I mean, it's just not going to happen. It's not part of the National Mortgage Settlement. But it also affords you the opportunity to do a HARP refinance, H-A-R-P, HARP. So Fannie and Freddie loans, you're never going to get a principal reduction, but you're afforded a lot of different options for lowering your interest rate. Did I answer your question? Ray?
Quick one, basically, is I called my bank and asked about a HARP loan,
Yep.
and they offered to lower my interest to 4.25%.
Right, and it's going to cost you $6,000. They're going to add it to the balance of your loan, right?
Well, he didn't say that, but basically they offered me 4.25% on that 5.69 now.
Right.
And I was wondering, because I'm hearing a lot of loans in the threes, I was wondering, is that...
It's a business decision. It's really a business. You're probably underwater, Ray, right?
Yeah, I basically owe 150. The house is worth 130.
What is your mortgage payment every month, including principal, interest, taxes, insurance? PITI, what is it?
PITI is a little over 1,200.
And how much money do you make per month gross?
About 6,000.
So you're probably not going to qualify for a modification because you make too much money. What people have to do out there, take your gross monthly income, multiply it by 0.31, and that should be your payment, PITI. The entire payment should be that. He takes $6,000 and multiplies by 31%. It's going to be more than what he's already paying. So he really needs to consider the HARP refinance program, which will get your rate lowered. Not going to lower it a ton, but it's going to lower it.
Brevard County, Andrea, how can we help you?
I have a home here that I've had for 14 years. I owe $46 on it. I have an equity line with Bank of America. I think it's about $6,000 I owe on that. And I just recently signed a contract with a window company, and I have a consumer loan, and it's at 8%. I don't think I'm very happy with that. And I'm looking to possibly do a refi, whether Bank of America will work with me or not, I don't know, to reduce.
What is your house worth? I don't mean to cut you off, Andrea. What's your house worth?
No, that's fine. Well, I'm not actually sure. If you go with the county, what they say,
All right,
it's
go ahead.
like 43.
All right,
I'm
so
not really upside down.
you have a lot of options, actually. It sounds like your house is worth about what you owe on your first mortgage. I don't understand this whole window loan thing either. Did you understand that, Rob?
Did they make you take out a loan against the house for that window work they were doing?
No.
Okay, so you have a few options. One, it sounds like you want to stay in your house. One option, and only because we live here in Florida, is you can do a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. A Chapter 7 bankruptcy will strip that second mortgage. This only started happening back in May of this past year, where you can strip a second lien, whether it's HOA, second mortgage, a window loan, anything like that. You can strip a second mortgage by doing a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. And always in the past, you could only do it with a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, which is the more complicated bankruptcy, where you pay for the next 3 to 5 years, every single month to the Chapter 13 trustee, your entire paycheck, basically. A Chapter 7 bankruptcy is a very, very simple, quick process where you just get rid of everything you owe. And only now and only in this circuit can a Chapter 7 bankruptcy divest you of any second mortgage, whether it's an HOA, a window loan, or any sort of like equity line. Totally goes away. So that's an option you might want to consider as well.
Thank you for watching Behind the Law with Justin Clark. Be sure to join us again next week as Justin takes you behind the law and answers your legal questions.